Kairo, Episode 2. Scene 1. Kairo's home. After the clone technique exam, Kairo sits alone in his rundown home, left to him by his late parents. Frustration clouds his face as he stares up at the cracked ceiling from his bed. I failed again. I couldn't even pull off a simple clone. Everyone else passed, and I'm stuck here. Worthless. His hand clenches the bedsheet in anger. No, I'll show them all. I'll learn a jutsu way better than that useless illusion. I'll learn how to summon a real, solid clone. Scene 2. Forbidden thoughts, the library idea. Kairo sits up suddenly, struck by inspiration. The ninja library? They have all of the scrolls in the village protected to keep them out of enemy hands. I'm not allowed in. Nobody who hasn't passed the ninja entrance exam can. But that's the only place with something powerful enough to blow their minds. He bites his lip, thinking of a way to get in. Scene 3. The distraction, Kairo's plan. Later that night, Kairo returns to the area near the ninja library. He eyes the guard at the door. He's clearly experienced. He leaves, returning shortly with a wooden cutout of a woman, one he's used before to prank villagers. He hides nearby, sets the cutout in place across the road, and shakes it while making girly giggling noises. Let's see how disciplined this guy really is. The guard hears the sound, perks up, and his face turns red and his nose bleeds. He leaves his post to investigate in a rush. Kairo, holding in a maniacal laugh, darts across the street and sneaks in through the unlocked front door, and closes it behind him. I can't believe he fell for it. Kairo cackles quietly as he turns to inspect the library. Scene 4. Inside the library, the forbidden section. The interior is dim. Kairo carefully moves between shelves, lost. He has no idea where to look, and eventually stumbles into a bookshelf, grabbing one of the books to catch himself. Only the book he grabbed did not fall. It retracted into the shelf slowly as the shelf rumbled and moved to the side, revealing the forbidden section, where jutsu scrolls that are powerful or harm the wielder lay in secret. Wow, what's this place? What did I do? He looks around him. Glass cases line the walls, each labeled with powerful, mysterious techniques. Kairo carefully reads the confusing labels. One label reads, Field of Asphyxiation. That sounds suffocating. Another reads, Blood-bound serpent. This sounds dangerous in multiple ways. And another reads, Soul flare chains. Not interested in flailing my soul around. They all sound so flashy and strong, but I don't think I could possibly use them. One label catches his eye. Forbidden Jutsu, Adaptive Natural Clone. Grinning, he says, This is it. This is the one, this will show them. He smashes the case and grabs the scroll. Scene 5. The escape. Crash. Glass shatters. The noise alerts the guard, who immediately enters the building to investigate. What the? A break-in? The guard rushes toward the sound, but Kairo is already gone, leaping through a second-story window and vanishing into the night. I'm dead. I left my post. For a wooden woman. I'm so dead. Scene 6. Chief Commander reacts. The next day, the chief commander of the village slams his fist on his desk after hearing the news. His eyes widen, and large veins protrude from his forehead as his anger builds. This scroll isn't forbidden because it's powerful, it's forbidden because it's dangerous. That scroll could kill whoever uses it very easily. He orders the elite Black Phoenix team to recover the scroll immediately. Scene 7. Forest training, attempting the jutsu. Kairo travels deep into the forest, away from the village. He finds a good clearing with a solid tree for shade. He opens the scroll and begins reading. It shows a ninja making solid clones, the clones training, learning, and then dissolving, their knowledge returning to the original. The fine print reads, Creates solid clones out of natural energy. Calling them back will transfer gained knowledge, training, and experience to the host. However, any injuries received by clones will also transfer back in smaller form. Not recommended for combat. Clones that are solid, grow, and bring back everything they experience? But if they get hurt, so do I. Damn, this isn't just a flash jutsu, it's a huge gamble. Hours pass. He decides to try it. After all, how bad could one of them get hurt? He mimics the hand signs and channels his natural energy using all of his focus, but failure after failure. His clones disappear immediately, never summon or explode in his face every time. Frustrated and exhausted, he eventually slumps against a tree and falls asleep. Scene 8. Sudden breakthrough. Morning comes. Groggy and drained, he tries one last time, casually, without overthinking. In a flash, 50 solid clones burst into the clearing. He stumbles back, stunned. 50? No one's ever made that many before. His eyebrow raises. But wait a minute, why are you all acting like that? His clones aren't standing still doing nothing, they're doing their own thing it seems. A few of them are in the trees. One of them is throwing rocks. Another is squatting poking a stick into the ground. And the others are doing whatever they're doing. Before he can think about what's happening here, the Black Phoenix division emerges from the shadows of the forest, quickly apprehending him, taking him to the Commander-Chief's quarters. Scene 9. Chief Commander's quarters, evening. Kairo, looking tired and guarded, is escorted into a dimly lit room by two stern members of the Black Phoenix squad. The Chief Commander sits behind a large wooden desk, his eyes sharp and heavy with disappointment. You're only 8 years old, and yet you've stolen one of the most dangerous jutsu scrolls we have. Do you even understand what you're playing with? Kairo looks down, clutching his hands nervously. This adaptive natural clone jutsu isn't just powerful, it's perilous. Every clone you create shares your pain and injuries. It's a curse as much as it is a technique. Many who tried before you lost their lives or their sanity. He pauses, his voice softening slightly. Yet, despite that, you've managed to summon 50 clones. That's unprecedented, but knowledge like this in such young hands. It's a time bomb waiting to explode. He stands and walks slowly around the room, then stops before Kairo. Normally, we would detain you indefinitely. But you're a child, and you still have much to learn. This knowledge could corrupt or consume you if left unchecked. The chief's gaze sharpens. I'm letting you go, but mark my words. This is your last chance. If you misuse this jutsu or bring harm to the village, you won't just be a failed shinobi. You'll be dead by your own hand. No one has ever been able to use this jutsu for more than 2 months without one of their clones dying, and so did they. Kairo swallows hard but nods firmly, determination burning in his eyes. I understand, sir. I won't let you down. The chief nods once, then gestures for the Black Phoenix guards to escort him out. Scene 10. Bad decisions, morning. Kairo gets out of bed the next day with a smirk on his face. You can't unteach the jutsu, old man, it's my life if I fail, not yours. He goes back to his training spot in the forest, and tries to summon some clones. Wait a minute, what was that finger sign again? Ag. He struggles for a good 3 hours, but finally summons 10 clones. The clones again, are doing their own thing, not paying any mind to him. Okay, not as many this time. But it was a success either way. He waits around expecting the clones to come to him for their assignment, but they don't, and he grows impatient. Enough, I have a job for you. The clones don't move an inch. He begins to steam, he's got no control over them. Okay, what do I do here? 3 of me are jumping up and down, 4 of me are making faces at each other, and 3 of me are scratching their butts. He crosses his arms and concentrates his thoughts. Maybe if I build up my energy they'll recognize me. He takes a wide stance and puts his fingers together. His natural energy begins to build slowly until he feels like he's maxed out, but nothing. One of the clones laughs at him, almost, haha. He thinks for a moment. He builds up his energy again, but this time he pushes it outward, which would usually do nothing, but in this case his clones stood at attention. Interesting. Now then, are you ready for your orders? All of the clones reply all at once, yes sir. And they throw a salute. He thinks to himself, as he's got so many things he wants them to do, but one thing sticks out the most. Okay clones, I need you to go into the village and pick up all of the bottles in town, then take them to the village market and sell them. The clones run off to complete their task. He thinks to himself, I'll just lay here and wait, that's the best part about this jutsu, right? I've never been injured badly in the village before. What's the worst that could happen? He closes his eyes and falls asleep. The clones come back around nightfall. Gathering around him, they begin shouting and dancing, one of them flaunting a Heath tea pouch in the air. He awakens and rubs his eyes. Hey guys, he says tiredly, wait. That's a huge bag. Are those our gold pieces? The clones nod with a grin on their faces. Tears fall from his eyes as he takes the pouch, and the clones disperse. He feels his legs improve, the muscles firmer, as if he had been training his legs. Counting the coins in the pouch, Kairo's clones gathered 213 gold coins in total. So I really do get whatever they obtain, huh? Kairo decides to take his money into the village to spend. Walking through the village, Kairo's eyes wander to merchants and food vendors, his stomach growls intensely. I can't blow this, I've never had this much coin in my life. It has to be used to improve my ninja skills. Kairo goes to the village's civilian library. Within the library has no jutsu scrolls, however there are many books that could help Kairo gain more control over his natural energy. As he enters the building, Kairo goes to the front desk. He asks the bookkeeper if there are any books that teach the basics of ninpo. Yes, the bookkeeper responds. I'll bring you one that'll cover everything you need to know. Thanks, replies Kairo. After waiting for a moment, the bookkeeper brings a large book detailing the basics of ninpo. Here's a book detailing everything you need to know about ninpo basics, as requested. That would be 350 gold coins. Kairo's jaw drops and his face goes white. Man, books are expensive. He says. I understand. The bookkeeper replies. Come back when you've got the coin and it's all yours. Kairo exits the building, kind of steamed. I thought for sure 213 gold coins would be enough. But now, earning money isn't as hard as it used to be. Kairo smiles from ear to ear knowing what he's about to do. Kairo returns home for the night, and in the morning he would return to his training grounds outside the village. Kairo struggles again to summon his clone, but eventually. Poof! 5 clones are summoned before him, all doing their own thing still. Kairo performs his energy burst, which he is able to perform fairly easy, as it requires little control or accuracy. The clones gather around him, ready for their orders. Kairo points out 2 clones. You 2 will stay with me and train. Pointing towards the other 3 he says, you 3 will go into town and offer labor to the villagers. I need you to earn 150 coins each before you return. The 3 clones nod and get to work. The other 2 are told to perform 2 different exercises. One will run around the field, the other will do push-ups and sit-ups. As the clones begin their tasks, Kairo goes home and takes a nap. The clock on Kairo's wall spins to 4 in the afternoon. Kairo's clones have wakened him up banging on his door. Kairo greets them and takes their pouches. The clones had made 200 gold coins each, and Kairo is amazed. Kairo decides to disperse the 3, and decides he wants to allow his 2 to keep training while he returns to the civilian library. Kairo buys his book and returns to his training grounds to see how his clones are doing. The clones are exhausted and worn out, so Kairo disperses them, immediately feeling stronger and faster. This is a real game changer. I think I can really do this. Kairo thinks. Kairo, clutching his book to his chest, decides he's feeling lazy and he doesn't actually want to read the book for himself. He performs the summon once more, but this time, 500 clones flood the forest before his eyes. Shocked, Kairo immediately disperses them. That was way more than I needed. How did I do that? Kairo performs the summon again, but only a single clone is summoned. That's actually all I needed anyways. He says. Kairo pulses his energy to give the clone his order. Read this book and memorize every detail. This task would take the clone a while, so Kairo returned home with his clone as he didn't think one clone would cause much issue. In the morning, Kairo awoke to his clone sitting in his floor below the foot of his bed, still studying. Kairo gets up and goes into town for the time being, searching for a food stand to eat at. As he walks, Kairo explains in his head, it can't hurt to spoil myself a little, I can always make the clones do more work after all. His stomach growls intensely as he approaches a stand. The sign reads, Kashimaru's searing kettle. Kairo immediately notices that the ex-shinobi chef's main dish is a spicy curry, and orders himself 10 bowls. Are you sure you can handle all that? The old man asks. Kairo replies, yeah, bring it on, I'm a growing boy here. The masterful ex-shinobi chef brings Kairo his first bowl, and he digs in sloppily, clearing the bowl within seconds. Wow, you weren't lying, young man. Let me get some more. Hungry Kairo scarfs down the curry as fast as the man can carry it out, only stopping to catch a breath. As his 10th bowl comes around, he pays Kashimaru a hefty sum, but leaves satisfied and full. Kairo heads back home, and as he arrives the clone is waiting for him outside, kicking rocks to pass the time. He disperses the clone, as him idling can only mean one thing. He's done with his task. As the clone disappeared all at once, the knowledge of the book was absorbed by Kairo. His head spun a bit, but he immediately realized what was causing him so much trouble casting jutsu. Kairo had no control at all of his natural energy. He's been doing it all wrong the entire time. Excited to test his new knowledge, Kairo returns to his training grounds. The daylight is still burning, he thinks to himself. Now that Kairo has plenty of space, he's ready to see if he can improve his natural energy situation. He takes a stance and summons his clones, 100 of them. Amazed, Kairo gets their attention and issues the order. Train for the rest of the day. I want to divide you into 4 groups. 25 will train your natural energy production, 25 of you will train your natural energy output, 25 of you will train your natural energy control, and 25 of you will do various physical exercises. As the day goes on, Kairo falls asleep under his shady tree, his stomach full and his clones training. His day is done. The clones wake Kairo as the sun sets, and Kairo disperses them all. Kairo's body aches and his head spins as all of his clones' training joins his body. I don't feel too great. I'm going to need some more of that yummy curry. Kairo arrives at Kashimaru's searing kettle, worn and weak. What's wrong there, young man? Kashimaru asks curiously. Kairo responds, I don't feel great, I think I trained a little too hard. Easy now, don't push yourself too hard, you have a long life ahead of you if you play your cards right. Kashimaru says. You're right, I'll take it easy. I've trained as much as I need to anyways. Says Kairo with a smirk. Well, confident are we? Have a bowl on me, we shinobi have to look out for each other, right? Kairo's eyes light up with joy. He's never been acknowledged as a shinobi before. Tears fill the boy's eyes suddenly. Right. Kairo says loudly. Kashimaru serves Kairo a free bowl of rice. The boy clasps his hands together. Thanks for the food, Kashimaru. And he digs in. Kairo feels rejuvenated, and feels better almost instantly. He feels all of the hard work his clones put in taking effect. On his way home, Kairo holds his stomach and lets out a long exhale. Phew, I really should have stopped at 4. Unfortunately, all the time we have for this episode. Will our young ninja grow to be the greatest shinobi to have ever lived? Or will he soon meet his fate by his own hands? Find out next time on Visualized Storytime. If you've made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to support the channel. It would make the world of a difference to me. We'll see you next time.